Hey, I want to thank everyone for coming out, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a fun time today. There's a little announcement that's going to be made that I think you'll all be excited about. And so, I'd like to introduce CEO and founder of GoDaddy, BobParsons.com, and racing star Danica Patrick.
Such a gentleman. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you all for coming out today on very short notice. We promised you that we would tell you what our GoDaddy girls' future would look like when we had something to report. It would be hard for us to cut it any closer than we did with this news conference today. And we feel that this is really breaking news. So for the official account of what we believe is, or the official revelation of what we believe is the worst kept secret in racing today, I'm going to turn this over to Danica and let Danica tell you what, well, her announcement's going to be.
Yes, for breaking news that will shock the world, I am excited to finally announce, we're excited to finally announce that GoDaddy will be taking me full-time into NASCAR next year. It'll be a full-time nationwide program with Junior Motorsports and the number 7 Chevrolet, and a partial schedule in Sprint Cup with Stewart Haas Racing. It's very exciting. I'm just excited to finally say it. I'm sure there'll be plenty of journalists out there that will be glad to not have to ask the question anymore, and plenty of other people that'll be happy to stop speculating. So very exciting. I'm really lucky to have a partner like Bob and like GoDaddy. They've been with me since 2007. Took me into NASCAR, and I have to say that the first time that I got out of the car at the ARCA race in Daytona, it was the most fun I had ever had in a race car. Probably had to do with the bumping, but it was the most fun I'd ever had in the car, and I think that really started it all, and it went from there. And I'm excited to start the next chapter in not only my life but our life, and we've got a lot of really exciting things ahead, and I'm ready to go. Yeah, we really have announced to you just as quickly as we possibly could with everything. I know it seems like this has probably gone on forever, and we've been putting off this announcement, but I literally was signing something before I walked out here about 4 minutes ago. So let's sign that last document, that really important document, that signature page, that final
All
page.
right.
What do you say?
Okay, well, let's do it. Well, this is how close we come. We're making the last signatures now.
All right, I go first, right?
Yep.
We're doing it as fast as we can for you.
There you go.
Do you think we need a witness?
I think we're good.
Well, there
Well,
you
congratulations,
go.
partner.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you guys for doing that. And we're now going to open up the questions to the media. So if you have anything, let me know. I'll hand you the mic, and we'll take it from there.
Hi, congratulations, you guys. I'm Becca Gladden from Race to Go Radio on NBC 1260. Danica, there's been a lot of rumors that you might be running the Daytona 500 next year. I was wondering if you could comment on what your Cup schedule might be, and if you know when your first Cup race is going to be.
Yeah, we're definitely considering that, but the schedule right now for the Sprint Cup races next year is not set. It'll probably be about 8 to 10 races, but the actual races themselves are not chosen yet, and this is a very long and complicated process, so there's a lot of things that have to happen to make it all come together, like the schedule. So we're not sure right now.
Absolutely. And if I could just ask a follow-up question. You've had Dale Jr. as a team owner, so you have already experienced what he's like as a team owner. What do you think it'll be like working for Tony Stewart?
I'm really lucky to drive for two really talented drivers and have a lot of fun and learn from them. So Dale's been great, and I've known Tony for a long time. I've known him since I was pretty young. So having that IndyCar background that he has, I think we can relate to each other a lot. And let's face it, they're both just great drivers. So it's always nice to know that you have someone to go to that's actually in the car that day that you can ask questions to.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you for that. Is there anyone else that has a question back here? Okay, we got one more.
Hi, Danica. I'm sure this is a question that you've answered a number of times, but just for you.
I thought we got done with that question. I thought we put
Another
that one to
question.
rest.
Well, no, just biggest challenge for you getting inside one of these cars as you've made the transition.
Well, it's just, everything's the same, but everything's different. Still racing, you still turn left and right, and you still have, have to shift gears and turn the wheel, but, everything about the way that it feels and the rhythm of things is different. So just getting used to the rhythm of the races and what it takes to make a car fast from not only, the first 5 laps, but through, a 50-lap run. Those kinds of things they just take experience and learning. So it's, I've definitely learned a lot. I feel like I've gotten better over time for sure, and that's just hopefully only going to continue.
All right, great, thank you. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn a few minutes over to a teleconference. So there's a teleconference that's taking place with media all over the world. If we could, Danica and Bob, have you look at this center camera when responding to the questions. This one right here with.
Of course, I can see it with all those lights out there.
All right.
Of course.
Yeah, there you go.
So, Luke, if you could introduce our first question on the line.
Thank you. The first question is from the line of Bruce Martin with SportsIllustrated.com. Please go ahead.
This is one question for Danica and one for Bob Parsons. Danica, I know that there's been a lot of great moments for you in IndyCar. Do you feel that you're leaving, though, with a little bit of unfinished business?
I feel like, as a race car driver, I would have loved to have won every race, but that's pretty hard to do. And I think that, it was great to win at Motegi in Japan, and I'll always remember that as being the highlight so far. The IndyCar season's not over yet, so there's still time to win more. And so, no, I don't. I think my greatest successes in racing come from when I'm happy and when I'm enjoying myself, and that's when I perform the best. I think that I'm very happy, I'm very excited, and we've accomplished a lot. And again, there's still a little time.
And our next question comes from the line of Dave Rodman with NASCAR.com. Please go ahead.
Yeah, Danica, a quick two-parter. First, will you compete in the 2012 Indianapolis 500? And the second part, what has impressed you the most about working with Tony Eury Jr., and what's the most important aspect of his demeanor that's enabled you guys to bond so well?
Okay, that's 3. I'm trying to keep them straight in my head here. The Indy 500 in 2012, still uncertain about that right now. I'm not sure. We're, as I said, the schedule itself is still in the works. There's nothing to tell on that right now. And then as far as Tony Eury Jr. goes, he's been really great. He's just like a good old Southern boy. He gets really serious when things are, when you're in the moment, but he's a heck of a lot of fun outside of that, and he gets everyone to work really hard around him, and I think he's understood me really well. So I feel really lucky to have had such experience on my side for those first times that I've driven in a stock car. So I feel really lucky, and he's a really talented guy, and I think he understands me.
And our next question comes from the line of Kurt Cavan with Indianapolis Star. Please go ahead.
Danica, do you want to compete in the 500 next year, the Indy 500, and contractually, do you need that to be with Andretti if it's going to happen?
I love the Indy 500. I think it's the greatest race in the world. Great fans. There's so many fans. I mean, you've been there, Bob. That's 400,000 people in one day is the biggest single-day sporting event in the world. It's a pretty amazing sight. So it's something that I love, and I would love to continue to do. But at this point in time, with the schedule and with the nationwide schedule and everything up in the air, we're just not sure yet if that's going to be in the future or not. But we're considering it.
And our next question comes from the line of Bob Bacras with SceneDaily.com. Please go ahead.
Yeah, Danica, I was wondering about, as far as the timing of the announcement, did you feel that you needed to make this decision to go to NASCAR now? Because if you had delayed it in a couple of years, you'd probably be 33 or 34 before your first,
how old do you think I am?
Season.
I'm only 29. Just for the record. And, Bob was the one that made it possible for me to be able to go race a stock car at all the last 2 years. And, the experience was something I've really, really enjoyed. And, the time is now, and the opportunity is now, and Bob and GoDaddy have made that possible. And I want to do it. So I don't know, you were asking if I would have waited years. I don't want to wait years. I want to do it now, and I'm lucky enough to have a sponsor that's going to stand behind me and allow me to go. You've always said I'm your girl, Bob, and you're really true. You said wherever I'd go, you'd be there, and I appreciate that because it's really true. Thank you.
That's exactly true. Thank you.
Our next question is from the line of Claire Lang with Sirius XM NextCare Radio. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Danica, you had told me that when you made the decision that people would think it would be about money, but it really wouldn't be, that you were going to make your decision based on your success, where you thought you could be successful and where you thought you could be happy. Can you talk about why you think when you come to NASCAR now, you will find that and making that decision, noting those things, success and happiness?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought it up. I think that's probably something a lot of people think. But if it was about money, I would have gone a long time ago. But I always just go with where my heart tells me to go, where my gut tells me to go, where I'm enjoying my life the most, and where I feel like I can have the most success, which is what you just said, and is true. I've truly enjoyed my experience in NASCAR to the point that I want to do it full time, and. I feel like in the last year I've really come around much more on the track, and top tens are happening much more frequently, and I feel like I'm getting it more and more all the time. I still have a lot to learn, that's for sure, but I feel like I'm getting it more all the time, and that I really feel confident that I can be really successful in the future. So between having fun and I've said this a million times, but the people are so nice. Everybody is so nice to me. They want to help me, and everybody just kind of, I don't know what it is, but it's just maybe a more relaxed atmosphere at times. But I just really enjoyed the people and the atmosphere and the racing. I mean, that's what it's all about at the end of the day.